Hi, and welcome to Style Stories with Stephanie. So I'm Stephanie Painchaud. I'm an educational learning consultant by day and an executive premier stylist by night, and this is my very first Color by Amber StephsStyleStories Periscope broadcast, so bear with me. Color by Amber is an eco-friendly, socially responsible jewelry company, and it was 1 year ago tomorrow that I joined with CBA, so part of my Periscope broadcast will be to share a little bit of the CBA story with you each time, and also to share my professional development tips and experiences and great things that I've learned through Color by Amber and my job as an educational learning consultant. So thank you for joining. A couple quick things today. Remember, you can show your support on the screen by tapping and having the hearts come up, because we all love to see the support coming from people, and you can swipe up on an Android or left or right on an iPhone and share the broadcast with your followers. So thanks for watching, and let's get started. So last night I was registered and logged on to watch Kim Garst's live Periscope webinar, so her first Scopinar ever. It was wonderful. So if you get a chance to follow Kim Garst on Twitter or on Periscope, she has so many amazing ideas and great tips and tricks for using Periscope and where it can take you. So what I want to do in the first part of my broadcast today is share a little bit of what I learned yesterday from Kim Garst on her Periscope, or her very first Scopinar. I think she's coined the term the Scopinar. So it was live through a webinar and on Periscope at the same time. So the broadcast is still up, and if you search Kim Garst on Periscope, you will be able to find her there and listen to the webinar for probably about another 12 hours. I think it'll be up till tonight, or you can check out her website. So here are about 3 things that I learned from Kim. So Periscope is brand new, and there are millions and millions of users on Periscope. I think she said there's now over 10 million users in about 4 months. So you can check those stats by listening to her webinar there. But what she said is Periscope is one of the rapidly growing tools to help you build a connection with your audience and build a community. So it's at the start. Imagine if you joined Facebook at the beginning, or imagine if you had joined Twitter at the beginning. Periscope is a great opportunity to join and build those followings. She also talked about how being live in front of your audience is a great way for them to know, like, and trust you much faster than if you were just tweeting and sending out Facebook messages and replying that way. So Periscope puts you in front of a live audience, as scary as that is. It gets you out there and will help you build your brand and your connection with people. So that was sort of the first tip that I learned from her, is work on building your community, be live and authentic, and if things go wrong, that's just fine. Last night they had technical troubles, but they just kept working right through that, and in the end there was so many amazing points to learn that you will for sure want to check out Kim Garst's webinar. So the second thing she talked about is share something that you're passionate about. So I love learning, I love social media, I love digital learning as an educational learning consultant, and Color by Amber, being a stylist with CBA, has encouraged me to pursue my passions in digital learning and social media. I've started my master's in educational technology and design. So what I want to share is some of those quick tips that I've learned about how to use things like different apps like Instasize to help post to Instagram, how to use Periscope to reach your audience. So it's simply sharing things that I've learned, and again, a little bit of fashion. So what Kim talked about was be consistent in your message, have a plan for how you're going to deliver that, and deliver what you're passionate about. So talk about the things that you love, because you all have things to offer and to share with everyone else. So think about what your talent is, what you'd love to talk about, and share that with your audience. So the third thing that she talked about was be prepared. So around me I have my notes scripted out, because this is my very first Periscope, and I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about, because it's a little nerve-wracking to go live in front of who knows who's watching. So always set up notes. She said try to design a checklist. So things like, how do your viewers tap on the screen to add hearts? How do they share the broadcast? All of those things can be worked into your regular type of broadcast. So in education, we'd talk about having a lesson plan. So basically what I did up was a little template, talks about how do I want to welcome everyone in, be consistent in how you're welcoming them in so they know who you are and what you're doing. Then give them a quick checklist of things you want to mention, basic things about Periscope, what's a quick overview of what the broadcast is going to be about today, and then how you want to end it. So make yourself a little plan, build a system, and eventually over time you'll become more comfortable with that system and adopt it, and it will be much easier to do. So I have my notes up for me to follow along with. Now, the other thing that she mentioned to us is you have to be brave and step outside your comfort zone. So thanks to Kim Garst for encouraging me to take the plunge and do my first scope today. And thank you to those of you that are watching and replaying this. So you have to be brave. You have to step out of your comfort zone. I think there's a quotation that you're only going to grow if you get outside of what you're comfortable with. Growth exists outside of that comfort zone. So take the plunge, share your ideas, and you'll build a community around what you're interested in. So again, Kim Garst had a great scopinar last night. You can check her out at Kim Garst on Periscope or kimgarst.com/periscope-webinar. So again, that's at Kim Garst on Periscope and on Twitter, and you can go to her website at kimgarst.com/periscope-webinar, and you will be able to check out the wonderful scopinar that she did last night. She also has lots of great resources like 101 ways to jumpstart yourself on Periscope, all sorts of amazing resources on her website, so well worth checking that out. Now, the last part that I wanted to end the broadcast with is it's Friday, so it's Fashion Friday. We just launched a brand new fall catalog with Color by Amber, so if you want to go to stephanie.mycolorbyamber.com to check that out, you can. But the purpose of today's broadcast is simply to share with you a little bit of the amazing Full Circle story. So Color by Amber is made in an award-winning facility based on our parent company 3Form. So the resin that encases these beautiful different interlayers that you can see here is made of 40% recycled materials in a zero landfill carbon neutral process. So that makes the biology teacher in me happy because it's good for the environment, and the founder of the company truly cares about giving back and is working again to be a more sustainable company and be completely carbon neutral and environmentally friendly. So the other part that drew me into Color by Amber is that it has an amazing story. So whether the interlayers are an amazing fabric that comes from Nepal, different types of material, different types of weave, any items in the Full Circle program, such as this one. So this is an Ithimba piece. So this is crocheted copper wire from South Africa. Our artisans crochet that, put it in sheets, or lay it out on big sheets of resin. It's then encased in the resin, run through a press, and then it's laser cut into the jewelry that you see. So this piece has a story from South Africa. This one talks about, is from artisans in Nepal, and it's made of fray paper that can be dyed all sorts of different colors. There's a great story about fray paper there, and I'll share that with you on a future broadcast. This one is one of my favorites. You can see the veins of the leaf, so of course it makes the science teacher in me happy, but it's prayer leaves from China. So there's a story behind how the artisans prepare that and the meaning of the prayer leaves in China, and again it's encased in this beautiful eco-resin. And lastly is one of my favorite interlayers. This is the red silk interlayer from Nepal, again prepared by our artisans in Nepal, laid out and encased in the resin to be preserved and cut into the beautiful jewelry that you see. So each piece in the Full Circle program has a great story behind it. CBA, or Color by Amber, donates 10% of all their net profits back to the women in the Full Circle program to help build their communities, support their families, and grow education and training and their businesses there. So it has a wonderful story. That's what drew me in. It's environmentally friendly, and 1% of all net profits go to the 1% for the Planet Fund. This again is the Full Circle red necklace that we have here, and you can find that in the brand new fall and winter catalog, so well worth checking out if you love a great deal. It's available in Canada, the US, and Puerto Rico, and you can check that out at stephanie.mycolorbyamber.com. So I think that is my very first Periscope broadcast, so hopefully that you've enjoyed learning a little bit about Periscope and someone to follow on Periscope. And what I want to say is thank you for joining me on the broadcast, and remember, what you do today will change your story tomorrow. Thanks. Have a great day.